pulling tight, can you see it? Streaming the truth live from where they decree it. Sylvia speaks, no filter, no buffer. Courtroom drama couldn't get any tougher.
When the gavel's first bang, to the witness stands tears. Sylvia's lens captures all your hopes and fears. Uploading justice one trial at a time. Tune in every moment, edges sublime.
Welcome to the Sylvia Show, oh yeah. She's got the inside scoop, don't you care? With every verdict, suspense does grow. So hit subscribe, let's start the show. Welcome to the Sylvia Show, oh yeah. She's got the inside scoop, don't you care? With every verdict, the suspense does grow. So hit subscribe, let's start the show. Faces tell stories, the courtroom can't hide. Sylvia's insights cut through the divide. From jury talks to the lawyer's secret. In Sylvia's world, you know you'll need it. Behind the scenes where whispers are loud, her lens reveals the truth in the crowd. Courtroom secrets laid bare to see. Stay curious with Sylvia Spree. Every objection, every sharp retort, Sylvia's there to give you the report. Exclusive footage no one else can snag. From catchy headlines straight to the tag. Welcome to the Sylvia Show, oh yeah. She's got the inside scoop, don't you care? With every verdict, the suspense does grow. So hit subscribe, let's start the show. Welcome to the Sylvia Show, oh yeah. She's got the inside scoop, don't you care? With every verdict, the suspense does grow. So hit subscribe, let's start the show.
Faces tell.
Hey guys, okay, I just want to tell you guys, it's not until 10 o'clock, but I wanted to come on early so we could take our little trip around the world. so we could talk to one another, take our little trip around the world and see what's going on, see what we can get into. We're on our flight. We're on our flight. Where's CMT? CMT, what do you got for us this morning? So, to give you a little feedback, what's going on? Okay, you have 3 defendants still on the docket. You have McMullen, you have Eppinger, and you have Garlington. Okay, we already know Eppinger is going all the way to court. Okay, we know he's going to trial. We know that. Okay, we know he's going all the way to trial. Oh, you sent me an email? Okay, hold on. She sent me an email. Hold on a second. She sent me an email. Let's see what's the email. Rosie, thank you for your and Steph, thank you for your violation funds. Thank you so much. I appreciate y'all too. Let's see. She sent me something this morning. She gave me some hearings this morning. Okay. So while we wait, we have about 29 more minutes on for down there. I did not go down there today. I did not go, but I have my reliable news people who are keeping me in abreast. They text me and tell me what's going on. So it's going to be like I'm there. Okay. So you guys going to get secondhand information. So don't worry, you will get what's going on in the courtroom, even though my real eyes are not down there, but I have other eyes down there for me. Okay. All right. That's what building relationship does for you. Still have eyes someplace, right? Okay. So our local news person is they're the one who doing pool today, and we will have access to what's going on in the courtroom. Okay. All right. So I just wanted to tell you that. So we're going to take a trip. We're going to take a trip because we like taking trips all over the different court system in the United States. I wish we could do other countries, but we're limited to here. We can speculate on the other countries, but we're here in America, where we have that privilege of being able to see the court system on while we're home from the comfort of our home. You know what I'm saying? But see, I like being in the courtroom. I like being in the ends of everything. So let's go ahead on and see what my secretary sent me. Let's see what she sent me today. All right. Shout out to CMT. Shout out to CMT. CMT, we shouting you out, girl. CMT, we shouting you out, honey bunny. All right, we're going into the world of, I don't know whose world this is, but we're going to go in here and see what's going on in this court system here. Okay, and we're going to Michigan, y'all. We're going to Michigan. I don't know what you send me, CMT. You send me something. I don't even know what this is. Okay, that one didn't work. That one didn't work. It's nothing there, CMT. Marcella is being arraigned for 2 counts of second-degree murder, 2 counts of driving under the influence. Okay, let's just bring it up just in case. So, because there's nothing there, I guess the court system have not started, but I'm going to show it to you guys so you guys can get a little view of this. Okay, hold on. Hold on. See, there's nothing going on. See? Nothing going on in this court right now. Nothing. Okay? Nothing's going on. So we're going to move away from them for a minute and go someplace else. Let's go move someplace else. All right, let's go someplace else. You said it ended? It ended already? It doesn't show like it ended. It didn't even start. Oh, the second email you sent me? Okay, hold on. She said the second email she sent me ended. But why are we going to go looking if it ended? We want to see something live, ma'am. Because we're on a road trip to live stuff. Let's see. Yeah, this one ended. I don't want to see this. This one ended. How you gonna have court that end already and it's just morning time? How they gonna have court that end already? They have court already ended. They must have court like midnight. Oh, Judge Carsonell. Oh, Judge Carsonell is here. Oh, I know her.
The state would use much in that statement at trial. I don't believe there was
Yes,
too
look.
much substance discussed,
Look at
but I need to fully, picking up the case recently, need to fully review that statement. But from looking at portions of it, I don't believe that statement is as critical as, say, the phone records because of what they discuss.
Look at Atkins, y'all.
Okay, Ms. Levy, have we had any motions? I don't think we have, other than just discussion about your demands and
No, Your Honor.
representation. Okay.
That's correct.
And just so I know, again, I'm just trying to make a complete record here. Was an offer ever made in this case?
No,
No offer?
no, Your Honor.
Okay. And Mr. Atkins, would you be ready at this point to make an offer in the case?
Your Honor, I will, may the state give an offer in the case next week? Because I haven't personally, but would, of course, want to speak with and update the next of kin.
Right.
And
Yeah,
so,
you need to do that. And I think at
Yes,
this
Your
point,
Honor.
there's got to be some kind, even if the offer is life, there needs to be some offer in the record before the case goes to trial.
yes, Your Honor.
So you haven't had any contact with the victims yet?
No,
Okay.
I have not, as
Okay.
of present.
Okay, and I'm not implying anything. I know this is your first week in my courtroom. Okay, so is there another consolidated calendar before our next trial calendar, Ms. Aguirre?
I can find out afterwards. But Judge, I wanted to make an announcement that I just got from the jail with the co-defendant, Mr. McCoon, position 2.
Okay,
Jail just let me know that he will not be able to join the Zoom this morning because he had to be taken back to his cell due to safety reasons. So,
okay, and also that very likely is to become Ms. Rondon's client. Hi, Ms. Rondon, I see you on camera.
Hi, good morning, Your Honor. Yes, I was about to choose this moment to jump in to say that I received Mr. McCoon's case last night.
Mhm.
I didn't notice that it had been assigned to me until after 5, and so my entry and opt-in and all of that good stuff should be filed first thing this morning.
Okay, great. So Mr. Atkins, do you think there's any chance that you're going to want to try them separately, or do you know now you want to try them together?
Your Honor, the state would like to try them together.
Okay. All right. So I'm just going to look back at my notes. I'm going to pull it off the calendar though for Monday. But I want to look back at my notes because I do have a pretty distinct memory of a discussion, and I'll ask Carrie to look for her notes as well, about whether the case, just what the strategy was, but there needs to be an offer in the case. Even
Yes,
if it,
Your Honor.
no matter what it is, there's got to be an offer in the case before it goes to trial. So you need to speak with your victims. Would you be able to do that by next week and give Ms. Levy an offer?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, so I'll take it off the consolidated calendar. When Ms. Levy withdrew her demand for speedy trial in court, we assured her we'd try to get this to trial quickly. Obviously, that's complicated now by the addition of a new lawyer and a new co-defendant. So I'm just going to ask you to really prioritize this one, Mr. Adkins. Take a look at it and see how quickly you could be ready, and same for you, Ms. Rondon.
Thank you, Judge. And I really appreciate that on behalf of Ms. Lawyer. Obviously, I am objecting to the continuance because my client's been in jail for over 300 days. And so, Ms. Rondon, if you want to give me a call, I can give you an overview of the case to help you get, what to focus on to get up to speed, for yourself. I don't think that hurts. That does not do injustice to my client, just so she knows how to sort of start.
Oh, of course. That'd be great. Okay. Well, that settles that. We'll remove you from the calendar for next week, everyone.
Thank you, Judge.
Okay. Thank you.
Mr. Lanier, I'll be out to see. Mr. Lanier, I'll be out to see you. Okay.
Okay.
All right.
So
Have a good day.
when you gonna be here?
When am I going to be there?
Yeah.
In February, sometime in the beginning of February.
So I'm not going to court so I'm not going for the
That's correct.
27th?
That's correct. That's what the judge just said.
Okay.
All right.
All right. If there are other
everyone.
motions to
Thank
hear,
you.
though, Mr. Lanier, if there's other motions to hear, which I suspect there will be other motions to hear before trial, we'll see you then. All right, thanks, everyone.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank
That
you.
concludes my business. May I be excused?
Absolutely. Thanks.
Thank you, Your Honor.
And that was my only business as well. May I also be excused?
Absolutely, and thank you for joining. Just getting that notice last night. I appreciate you joining.
Of course. Thank you.
Okay, and I think Ms. Levy's already gone. Okay. All right, so does anyone else see a client on, do we have any other defense attorneys who see a client on camera?
Good morning, Judge. Megan
Morning.
Eustace. I am covering for Ms. Edelman while she is on leave. I believe all of the people in the booth should be my clients for the probation revocation calendar today.
Okay, great. All right, then let's just go through the calendar. Well, let's check in with Mr. McCoon. Is Mr. McCoon on camera? If you are, please wave. Nope, not yet.
Judge, he was the one that can't join because of the. safety
Oh, that
concerns
was Mr.
on the
McCoon.
floor.
Thank you. Very good. And so now we know that's Hannah. Okay, Maurice Cuff, are you on camera? Great. He's on in 6 North, booth 2. He's on for final plea, and I see Ms. Tevis. How are you doing?
Good, Your Honor. How are you?
Good. Do we have a plea today for final plea, or is it further notice to trial?
I think it's going to be further notice to trial with some caveats. Depending on, I guess, when we would be scheduled. Is Miss Taylor on, or is somebody covering for her?
It's ADA Michelle Andrews covering for Alicia Taylor today.
Okay, I know she had to go to another courtroom as well. Just to explain, Your Honor, I know Mr. Cuff has been in custody for some time. Ms. Taylor and I had been having some productive conversations. In October, I got a fair amount of new discovery, medical records, DNA reports, all of this. I thought it was going to help move the case in a positive direction, but nothing has really changed on the case, I guess, since then. I know everyone's busy. We have the holidays and so forth. I sent out a bunch of subpoenas for today. I have not heard back on some of those subpoenas. I may need to get with the court maybe for a court order for a couple of those things.
Is it for documents? What's it for?
Yeah, for some documents.
Okay.
So I was hoping maybe I might get a response this morning. I was going to see how it went in court. Might hear from some people, which I haven't. So that's just a slight problem. So I'm missing a few things. And so when I said with a caveat, if it was going to be further notice for trial, you're going to put us on trial calendar, not, next week. I'm admittedly probably not ready.
It will definitely not be next week. Next week is the judge's conference and we have no trials. So we don't have anything. We don't have another trial calendar till the 27th. And I think that's pretty laid out already.
And I wanted to bring up, and I've been talking to Ms. Taylor about this. She also, one of the things that got turned over late at the end of last year, just tons and tons of jail calls. Mr. Cuff likes to talk to his mom every day. And I asked Ms. Taylor, I would need that narrowed down if there are any jail calls that they actually plan to use. She said, of course, she would let me know, but that's just something I needed to bring to the court's attention because I just have not been able to go through all. Yeah, it's a lot.
Right.
So just things like that. So I don't know if maybe at least a status before, but I can't announce set out ready, but
Fine.
yeah,
We'll set it for a status. We'll set it for a status.
Okay.
In a few weeks.
Okay.
And see where you guys stand. And has an offer been made in the case or no?
There was an offer made in the case.
Okay, and that's not changing based on the new discovery. You've got the offer that you're going to have.
I'm going to keep talking to Ms. Taylor. I hope that we can make some progress, but so far it hasn't changed.
Okay, well, it does sound like it is further notice to trial, but we're not quite there yet. So we'll put it on for a status.
Okay, perfect. Okay,
rather than another final plea. It doesn't sound like that's warranted, but if we need to add one of those, you can let Ms. Aguirre know.
Okay, wonderful. Thank you so much.
Okay, no problem. Take care.
Thanks. All
All right, that's it for today, Mr. Cuff.
Okay.
Stay in touch with your attorney.
I'm going to come see you next week, okay?
Okay.
Okay, all right.
Okay.
All right, thank you.
Okay, Jamel Ellis?
Yes, Your Honor. I actually have an announcement on that case. I believed it was our office, but after seeing Mr. Ellis at the jail, he indicated that he has retained Matthew Kyle Winchester. Mr. Ellis is also my understanding, currently located in 2B for his preliminary hearing, which is also scheduled for today on the underlying reason for this violation, Your Honor.
That's right. I just missed the note on my calendar. Yeah, so he's not available, so that'll be moved from this calendar. And
Yes, I just wanted the court to know that he has retained private counsel, and Mr. Winchester has confirmed that for any future court dates for this.
oh, I appreciate that. Thank you. Hopefully we'll get his entry filed soon. Thank you. Eddie Sterling?
Yes, Your Honor, that is my case. I believe he is in 3 South Booth 2. I'm sorry, all the small.
He raised his hand. He did.
Oh, perfect. I just need a short breakout with him, Your Honor, whenever the time permits.
Okay, we'll just quickly call the rest of the calendar and then do that. Christopher Powers?
I don't see Mr. Powers in the booth, Your Honor. However, we do have a stipulation for that.
Okay, so we can wait for him. All right, Dominique Gay?
Mr. Gay is in the booth, Your Honor. We do have a stipulation on that as well.
Okay, let's go ahead and take that one. Do we have probation? Oh, I see. We've got CSO Brown. Hey, how are you doing? Ms. Andrews, would you like to present that one, or are you up to speed on that one?
I am, Judge. I believe it's going to be a 90-day revocation. I don't have the basis of the revocation in front of me because I know that miscolors typically, but I think it's going to be the 90 days and then suspend the balance, the remaining, which would be 6 months, 17 days remaining.
Okay, is that everyone's understanding?
Yes, Your Honor, and this was a technical for failure to report. My client was residentially challenged, but he is working and will continue working with Pat upon his release after the stipulation is completed.
Excellent. Anything else you want to add, CSO Brown?
Just for reporting instructions, Mr. Gay is to report to the Atlanta DCS office located at 276 Memorial Drive, Southwest, Atlanta, Georgia, 30303, 48 hours upon his release from custody.
Okay, and I'll make the formal finding for the record. I'll find that the defendant is stipulating the state could prove this violation to a preponderance of the evidence, and I'll be glad to sign that order as soon as it's ready. Looks like Mr. Gay has a question. Go ahead. Oh, you're muted. Hold on one second. We'll unmute you.
Give me 1 second, Judge.
It takes just a second, so be patient for a second.
She is like one of the sweetest judge. If you guys.
Hello, you hear me?
We can hear you now.
Okay, so during the rest of my time, will I be able to have 2 for 1?
Like we discussed, Mr. Gay, the judge does not have authority to order 2 for 1. That is up to the sheriff's department of your release date. Once they get this paperwork, you can ask the sheriff's department and they'll be able to tell you what that release date will be.
Okay, so for the 4 weeks I already been here, that time go with the 90 days?
I can't hear very well. I'm
We
sorry.
couldn't understand what you said. Say it one more time.
I said for the 4 weeks I already been here, do they go with the 90 days I gotta do?
You get credit for time served, yes.
She's the sweetest.
Okay, so how long?
I ever met her.
do I have a release date?
She's so sweet.
We don't have that, so it's only the sheriff has authority over that. We don't decide that, the sheriff does, but just make sure to stay out of trouble in the jail so you can get all the credit possible.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, good luck to you.
All right, thank you.
She's
Thank
so
you.
sweet, y'all. If y'all met her, y'all be like,
Deontay Martell.
judge.
Mr. Lang is in booth, Your Honor. We do have a stipulation on that as well. He had 18 days remaining and we're revoking the balance.
Okay. And is it a technical violation?
It was, Your Honor. It was a failure to update an address and failed to report, Your Honor.
Okay. CSO Brown, is there anything you want to add?
No, Your Honor.
Okay. I'll find the defendant is stipulating the state could prove the violation to a preponderance of the evidence, and I'll be glad to sign that order when it's ready. All right, so Mr. Lang, that takes care of that case. And if you have any questions, now's the time.
I'll be able to go home today, right?
Whenever the paperwork goes through, because you have been in custody for over 18 days, and that's what's being revoked, Mr. Lang. I've already spoken to Pat on your behalf as well.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, good job. So it just has to get processed, and we can't know how long that'll take. Hopefully by tomorrow, though.
Okay,
It'd be great if it was today, but I can't promise that or even hope for that, probably. All right, we'll see you later. Thanks. Willie Marion Major, the third.
Yes, Judge, he is in ACDC there. We have stipulated to a 30-day revocation on that. It is a technical violation for community service and FVIP. I have spoken with Mr. Major. He did indicate that he actually had started FVIP, just did not complete it, and has done a portion of his community service. He is prepared to present that upon his release and will report as ordered, Your Honor.
Okay, great. All right, Mr. Major, I can't emphasize enough how important it is to finish that family violence intervention program. All the judges take that very seriously. So just get that thing knocked out and you'll be back on track. I'll find the defendant is stipulating the state could prove the violation to a preponderance of the evidence, and I'll be glad to sign the order.
And I did provide probation, Your Honor, with the correct address and contact information as well for reporting.
Okay, great. Quentin McPherson?
Yes, Your Honor, he's in 4 North. He is positions 8 and 9. We do have a stipulation for that as well. It was a technical violation for failing to report. We have stipulated to revoking 60 days and reinstating, Your Honor.
On each case?
I was a little confused, Your Honor, because it says null pros per the supervision office recommendation. So I don't know if that's just one that we're not moving forward on. I think that's my understanding. Is we're only moving forward on position 8.
CSO Brown, can you advise?
Judge, I think that's correct with that case.
Okay. So position 8 is null prost?
Yes, it's
Position 9.
Position
the
9?
22 SC one.
How do you null prost if it's already over?
No, I mean, that's where the case was. It just got on the calendar. It shouldn't have.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. All right. Well, I'll find the defendant is stipulating the state could prove the violation to a preponderance of the evidence, and I'll be glad to sign that order, those 2 orders, as soon as they're ready. Okay. Looks like we have got Mr. Powers.
Yes, Your Honor. Position number 4, he is at the Marietta Annex. He's a trustee. We do have a stipulation of that. I did not actually have a copy of the warrant with me today, Your Honor, but it's a stipulation of 30 days and reinstating. I have also updated the address.
Okay.
Am I finished?
Hold on 1 second. We'll come back to you in 1 second. We didn't see you had your hand up, so we went on to another one, but we'll come right back to you. All right.
Everyone that is coming in, the hearing does not start until 10 o'clock. We're just watching other things in the court building. So just be patient. It has not started. Yeah, because I have somebody in the courtroom who's giving me play-by-play what's happening in the courtroom, okay? So anybody, please have patience, everyone. Okay, I understand, because I don't normally be in here. I'm normally inside the courtroom. So guys, just be patient. Be patient. Okay.
Good job. Yes, you're all done.
All right, thank you.
Thank you. And it looks like we still have somebody at ACDC too. Was that Mr.
That's Mr. Major, Your Honor. We completed his case.
Mr. Major, you're all done. Thank you. Yes, all done. Okay, and that's it also for you, Mr. Powers. All finished. Mr. Powers, you can go. That's it. Maybe he has a question. I don't know if we can unmute over there. Did you have a question, Mr. Powers?
I did. What's going on now? I'm sorry. I was on mute.
Oh, okay. So your attorney entered a stipulation to the probation revocation for you, and so 30 days were revoked and then reinstated.
Yes,
So I'm not sure if you're in on something else as well, or if you have a new case, but for this case, just 30 days were revoked.
Okay. Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thanks. Is that what you wanted to do?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. And it looks like we still have.
Yes, I was trying to put her in a breakout room, but I had a technical issue, so I'm going to try again, and hopefully this one does the trick.
Yes, Your Honor, that's just Mr. Sterling, who I need just a brief moment with in a breakout.
Okay, no problem. Okay, I'm going to turn off my camera for 1 second while I just get some water.
Yeah, I still got my mic on.
Who is that?
McPherson.
McPherson? Oh, okay. Okay, thank you. That's it for today. Appreciate you. Thank you for letting us know that.
All right.
Okay.
I'm telling you, CMT, she is such a sweetheart. I sat in her courtroom a couple of times. She's such a sweetheart. When I tell you, man, and she's fair. Eppinger's hearing has not started yet. Let me text my my people. Oh, CMT, I need to call you right now. Hold on. CMT, I need to make a phone call to you right now. Sorry about that, guys. All right, guys, I want to give you an update what's going on in Fulton County where Judge Whitaker is. They're still in the hallway. They're still in the hallway. They haven't even let the camera guy in yet. So we don't even know if they're going to have the hearing today. We don't even know. Okay? We don't even know. Oh, only Fulton County, y'all. Only Fulton County. Only Fulton County. Timothy, thank you. I appreciate you. You are a darling. You know that's what I wanted from you, right? You know that's what I wanted. Look, guys. As soon as they let them in, I will let you guys know, okay? They are it might be the conflict with the other attorney, Mr. McMullen's attorney. Because I heard about them having a conflict the other day.
All right, we're back.
Yes, Your Honor, I have spoken with Mr. Sterling. We are going to stipulate to the violation itself, but we would just ask to be heard for sentencing.
Oh, no problem at all. Okay, what is the state recommending?
Judge, the state's recommendation on this is a 90-day revocation. I believe this is the second revocation, and there is 1 year and 11 months and 8 days remaining. It is a technical violation. Apparently the ankle monitor clocked him, and I could let CSO Brown speak on this as well. And I actually will, so I don't misspeak.
Okay. All right, go ahead, Officer Brown.
You want to know what the violation is?
Exactly.
And let me see if I have it up, and then I can just read it.
It's okay. You guys take a second.
Your
I'm
Honor,
sorry, because I
step in if needed.
wasn't given what the violations were.
Ms. Eustace knows. Ms. Eustace,
I do, and we're stipulating to it, so I don't have a problem sharing that. He was clocked going on a cruise, Your Honor, without a travel permit. Apparently there had been a conversation. The allegation is that he was told he needed a travel permit, and then he went on a cruise and did not have that permit.
Okay, where'd he go?
To Florida and then Cuba, Your Honor, is where he was clocked by the ankle monitor.
Okay. And you're asking Ms. Andrews for 90 days?
Judge, state is asking for 90 days. I am stepping in on behalf of ADA, Alicia Taylor, on this case. However, in light of this being the second revocation, as well as the original charge being essentially a violation of conditions, and then the two former violations on this violation of the conditions, state felt as that the 90 days recommended by probation was warranted.
Okay, Ms. Eustace?
Your Honor, we again stipulate to the violation. Mr. Sterling now completely understands that he does need to get a travel permit. Unfortunately, he was going through and continues to suffer from some underlying mental health issues. He is on disability for his mental health, and he has asked me that as part of this stipulation, if he could please be assigned a mental health officer moving forward in order to avoid there being some miscommunications due to that underlying issue. The reason we are asking for the 60 days is because of the mental health condition, Your Your Honor, as well as his housing is currently about to be taken away from him. Going the 90 days in custody would mean that that would have a higher likelihood of happening, as opposed to our request would be for 60 days. He is wishing to take accountability for it, understands again that he cannot do this. We had a lengthy conversation about it when I went and saw him at the jail, as well as we just reiterated it now. And he thinks that having a mental health officer who may be better able to understand where he's coming from in some of these conversations, he would be better equipped to provide such information and go through the approval process as necessary, should he need them moving forward.
Okay, and is he currently an in-person report? Do we know if he has to report in person?
Not at this time, Your Honor.
Okay, I think, and so is he homeless now, or you're worried he's going to lose his housing?
He would lose his housing, Your Honor. He currently has housing. He's been assessed a late fee while being in custody. So he does have a little bit of a grace period in order to get caught up and get that housing secured permanently again. But he is at risk for becoming homeless should he be in custody.
Okay, my inclination is to give him less time on the revocation, but since we're going to reassign him to a mental health probation officer, I'd like him to report in person in the beginning so they can get to know each other and establish what the ground rules are and make sure that he is thoroughly apprised of all the expectations.
And I had discussed, Your Honor, about him needing to report in person within 48 hours of release. I do not believe that that should be an issue for Mr. Sterling at all to report in person, especially to establish that connection.
Officer Brown, how long will how often does he have to report right now?
He's on a specialized unit, so they have a little bit more
leeway.
A little bit more intensive visitations.
Okay. Well,
they have to frequent the specialized caseloads.
Oh, the officers do? They go to him?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Well, I will leave it to the probation officer how long it needs to be in person, but I do want at least the first couple visits to be in person so they can establish the ground rules. And I'll go along with the 60 days and we'll move him to, so he's already with a specialized unit. Is it because of his charge or because of his mental health?
For both.
For both. Okay. So is he already with a mental health type probation officer?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Okay. Well, then I won't even put that in the order because he's already have that. But maybe, would it be possible for you just to flag for them to make sure that he's compliant with any medications and that he understands what's going on?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, thank you. All right, Mr. Sterling, I'm giving you a break on the 90 days. You got to follow the rules. And if you violate again, you're coming back to me and I'm very likely to put you in jail for that for a lengthy period of time. So it's very important that you abide by the rules, listen to your probation officer, do whatever they require, because what the prosecutor asked for was totally reasonable. But I'm giving you less, so you need to follow the rules, okay?
Okay.
Okay, thank
All right,
you.
thanks.
See how she is, y'all? You see the type of person she is? That's the judge, man. Is it the end of the day for them? That's it, y'all. It's over with. We're trying to wait to see if that's the end for them today. Oh, dang. No more. Dang on it. We're waiting for Judge to start. I guess they're not starting today, huh? Woo, Lord have mercy. I tell you, it's always something funny with the I know there was a conflict with one of the attorney, with McMullen's attorney. So, okay, let's see. Hold on a second. Let me see if they have gotten in yet. Hold on. Hold on. Gotta go. Hey, y'all still in the hallway? Okay. Okay. All right. So are you guys gonna go live or what? You guys doing a stream for y'all? Okay. Because I don't see y'all stream. I don't see y'all stream. Okay. All right. Tell me. Text me. Okay. Thanks. Bye. All right, guys. They just let them in. They just let them in. They just let them in, and he's setting up right now. Okay? So we'll be waiting. We'll be waiting. I don't want to go someplace else and then have you guys like miss out. So I'll talk to you guys while we wait, okay? All right, we wait. And I see folks coming back over here. I guess they were in law and crime. They don't know what's going on, so they coming over here to get the information. You know how it is, y'all. You know how it is. They come over here, run in here like little roaches and try to get stuff in from us. I know I'm a mean one. Mr. Grinch, you're a mean one. Mr. Grinch, 4 of them just left when I said that. 4 of them just left when I said that. But they're getting inside the courtroom right now, so we should be hearing something in a few minutes. Hopefully they'll have something going on. JT, you know how I am. JT. You know how I am. Come on, y'all. Y'all know these people don't be coming up in here. The only time they were coming up in here is when I was in the courtroom showing Jeff from my camera. You know that. That's when I got the big numbers. Or when law and crime system went down, they came running in here. You come on, y'all. Y'all know. Y'all been witnessing some of this stuff. Come on. I'm not any good for anything else. I'm only good when they can use me. Thank you, Nibbles. Thank you. I'm a realist. I ain't gonna be sugarcoating, faking stuff. Brianna, you miss me for real? Or you just saying that because you in here using me for a moment to find out what's going on in the courtroom. Y'all know y'all be using the crap out of me. I hope it's been well with you and the girls. Wait a minute, Brianna. We know. You be in the cut, okay. My folks are as messy as me. Oh, you haven't made a comment? Okay, Brianna, you cool then. Look, my folks be just like me. My regulars are just like me. We don't hold our tongue. That's what New Yorkers do. We speak our mind. We speak our mind. He said he'll text me as soon as they get up. As soon as they get the equipment up, they will text. They're in, and it hasn't started yet. So let me see if WSB TV has that thing up. Hold on a second. I like to use theirs, but I'm using channel 11 because channel 11 is hooked onto it too. I got my mama and wife watching you now. Oh, for real? Thank you. She said, I don't recall. Okay, those that are coming in who here to use your girl, Sylvia. I know you are in here because y'all want to know what's going on in the courtroom right now. They are getting the camera together. The judge is not on the bench yet. So they should be starting in a few. And I guess you guys could go run off to the other station. I know you. CMT, you know I'm telling the truth. They only in here to find out what's going on in the courtroom because nobody else knows what's going on in the courtroom. So they coming in here to find out, hey, why is it not up yet? And so look, as soon as I give them the information, they run off to the other side and tell the other side, hey, they're not inside the. Yeah, they didn't even pay the parking. Clock that. That's why I didn't go down there because y'all, your girl do not have funds like that. She's struggling because her channel's a struggling channel. She don't have the funds, and I don't want to keep asking my people for the money. So I stay my butt home. Hey, next level. You know me, I'm gonna tell it like a TI is. Everyone, Miss of you at the courthouse. Tell them, Sylvia, right? Yeah, for real. Y'all, look, last month when I the hotspot, nobody paid for the hotspot. I had to pay for it out of my own pocket. And they made promises that they were going to take care of it. They didn't take care of it. I wasn't going to beg nobody to pay the hotspot. The hotspot bill coming back again, and I got to pay for it. And I mean, when no income is coming in and money going out, what do you think I'm supposed to do? You think I'm going to keep going down there, keep going down there, keep going down there, and nobody's giving, and only same little folks keep giving, and I don't want to keep asking the same folks. It's not fair to them. You know what I'm saying? It's not fair. So, but they rather go to the big company that makes all the money. Oh, Fox 5 is live? Okay. Did you send me the link? CMT, did you send me the link? CMT, you know you're supposed to send me the link. Come on now. She didn't even send me the link, y'all. She didn't even send me the link. She leaving us stranded, y'all. She said they're live, but then she didn't send us the link. Lord have mercy. It's only one company that's WSB TV is there. There's their camera. They're the pool person today, right? Miss Richard, you didn't send it last month. Nobody sent it, Miss Richard. You sent the month before. I know months are running together. I know. I understand. But you did. Let me tell you, you've been very, very faithful, and I thank you for being faithful. But let me tell you, they didn't pay for it, Miss Richard. They didn't pay for it. And I had to hit my account. I'm like, dang. But I said, you know what? I'll just stick it out. My struggling butt. Miss Richard, you pay your donation, but it wasn't enough. I didn't say you didn't. Let me correct it. The amount wasn't enough to pay. They still took the money out of my account, my bank account. Thank you, JT. JT just put something towards it now. But yeah, you did. You keep up your side. But other people didn't give a dime. Okay, that's all I'm saying. And it hit my account last month. Because regardless of what, they're still gonna hit my account. And someone had told me maybe I can contact AT&T and tell them to put it on pause. And I had not done that. I need to do that. Put it on pause. Fox is showing Garland. Ma'am. Okay, hold on, y'all. Sorry. Did you send it to me, CMT?
Anybody else? All right.
I need you to speak into the mic and identify yourself and your party.
Attorney Eric Johnson for Mr. Christian Eppinger, Your Honor.
All right.
I would just ask to join in the co-counsel's argument in this particular matter as it relates to the discovery in this case and be allowed to till Monday to file them as well.
What motions are you anticipating filing?
At the present time, Your Honor.
Pick up your mic and speak into it.
At the present time, Your Honor.
Thank you. That is so much better.
Thank you. I can't say at the present time, I've not finished the recitation of we're going through all of the condensed version of the evidence, but I would just ask for leave till
Okay,
Monday.
y'all realize the condensed version of the evidence is less evidence than it was before. You already should know the entire universe of the evidence and know, okay, if this evidence is still going to be presented, here is the motion in limine that I need to file to address it.
Well,
So you shouldn't still need, you should be able to tell me it's going to be these three.
She's
or
mad
this one,
because they
or maybe it won't
going
be
to
any
trial.
because that evidence isn't here yet. You shouldn't just now be like, I think I need to figure out what to do with this evidence.
No, I'm not saying that I need to figure out what to do with the evidence, Your Honor. However, in order to provide proper representation for my client, I have to go through all of the additional evidence to make sure that it's the same as the first evidence, to make sure that there's nothing been included that was not in the first part of the evidence.
Let's pause for a minute. Is there any new evidence that wasn't included in the last drop of evidence?
No, Your Honor.
There's not any. You don't need to worry about that.
Thank you.
And Mr. Dart.
Yes, Your Honor. I just wanted to draw the court's attention. I would like to join in the defense request as well for time to file a motion in limine. I did see those same YouTube videos, Your Honor. I have gone through some of them. They do, for the most part, so far what I've seen look like just music videos, rap lyrics, things like that. But Your Honor, because it's, by my count, I counted just in stuff just related to my client, 250 plus social media posts. And I was still counting, but 118 plus videos that all could or somehow potentially relate to my client with respect to this argument. So, Your Honor, I would just ask for time to get through all of those. I do also, Your Honor, submitted a motion.
Yeah, we're going to talk about that too.
Correct.
Okay. So it does not need to be ex parte. And you want funds for an investigator and a gang expert. And here is what, and I know that you were appointed July 19th of 2024, but July 19th of 2024 was 6 months ago at this time. I told you in December that we were looking at a late February trial start, and that you had and would have more than enough time to get your case ready. This should not be the day that you are for the first time saying, oh, you know what, I think I might want some assistance. Let's review, and y'all have all been before Judge Dempsey for the last 8, 10, 12 months on this case,
Your Honor,
except for you, who started in July, 6 months for you. And you should have, as soon as you got into the case, reviewed everything that had already gone on in the case. And in September of 2023, an order specific to your client was entered by Judge Dempsey saying that defendants pending motions, nobody had done anything on them, and they were not going to be before the court any longer. January of 2024, a scheduling order entered in this case applicable to everyone. The deadline for the state, if you interrupt me again, we're going to have a problem, okay? Dang! The deadline for the state and the defendants to file any additional pretrial motions is February 6, 2024. Now, I know you weren't in the case February 6, 2024, but when July rolled around and you reviewed what had been filed, you at that time in July or early August should have come to Judge Dempsey and said, Judge Dempsey, I'm new in this case and I need funds for an investigator. In May 14th, 2024, Judge Dempsey, no further pretrial motions will be considered by the court. I told you all in December
what the deadlines were going to be. And every one of y'all is like, oh gosh, you know what? I think I need more time. I just find that to be problematic. Very problematic.
She wanted them to take the plea. They won't
Turning
take
to the
plea.
state here for a minute. I got this morning a chart of what maybe the redacted indictment is going to look like by the time we go to trial. And I'm honestly not sure I even understand it. So have y'all been able to redact the indictment yet, or come up with what you think it's going to look like, or what counts you're going forward on?
Yes and no. So I'm working on the actual redacted indictment. It's been time consuming because I'm trying to make it.
Okay. Can I ask a simple question? I hope a simple question that might clarify things for all of us. Do you still plan to go forward on count 1, the RICO count, against anybody?
Yes, Your Honor. But we made, so the very
RICO?
first chart we're looking at on page 1, I believe the original, in count 1, there was 191 overt acts. I've reduced that down to 63 overt acts.
Okay.
And so I think that's going to consolidate and shorten the trial immensely as it relates to the previous trial that Your Honor presided over.
Mm-hmm.
And as I continue to redact the indictment, there may be a few overt acts that I can also erase based on the fact that Mr. Mender did take a plea on Monday or Tuesday of this week. But I will have the redacted indictments, Your Honor, first thing Monday morning, Your Honor.
All right. Do the defense attorneys have this somewhat confusing chart?
Yes, Your Honor.
Yeah.
They do.
Okay. Is it any less confusing to y'all than it is to me?
I can help try. I mean, it's count 1, and then there's an act. The box says act. Those are all the acts that we'd be going forward on count 1.
Okay.
If you flip to page 3, each one of those contains the actual count in which each defendant is charged with, and that will, that's what we're going to be moving forward with as it relates to each one of the remaining defendants as it relates to the counts.
Okay, so the first 2 pages are just what count 1 is going to look like, although maybe even shorter.
Yes,
and then basically the remaining, the substantive counts, if you will, against each defendant, those are listed on the last page, page 3, and those basically stay the same. Is that right?
Correct, Your Honor. And each one kind of has a short summary as to what each count or each overt act covers as it relates to the previous indictment and the incident or the act.
Okay. All right. And have the parties exchanged their narrowed witness lists?
Not yet. But we can get that done fairly quickly as it relates to each act and
okay. So this is not really the pretrial conference. This is the pre-pretrial conference.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Nothing gonna happen today, y'all. I just got text message.
Mr. Dark, you had said within your motion that
no one is
you didn't
prepared
have
for
anything
my
other
story.
than names for any of the state's witnesses. Is that accurate? And if that's the case, have you talked to counsel for the state about that?
Your Honor, when I look through some of those things, Your Honor, when I look through some of those things, there are some witnesses that are listed in parts of the discovery where it is a name only, but there are some where more information is provided. I did send an email to Mr. Abadi related to a separate discovery issue where some aspects of the discovery are completely inaccessible to me.
Inaccessible.
I can't open them at all or download them or anything.
Okay, I just
And so
asked,
we're trying to work through that. He
cameraman
did tell me that he would either try to reserve it or get me something else, I think today or this week. But Your Honor, that was the basis for me making my request. I need assistance going through all this
You
stuff.
told me in December you were having some problems with that, and that should have been cleared up in the month between then and now.
Well, the issue with that is from what I understand, and I'm not trying to put words in anybody's mouth, but well, I can at least speak for Mr. Dark. It doesn't sound like he's been through the original discovery that was served to him, and it all works in that. It was very time consuming for me to then basically do it again, but narrow it by moving it to a different Dropbox link. That took me literally 29 hours is what it says. And Your Honor had given me the deadline for the first full week of January, which the last day of the first full week of January is January 12th, which is when I got it to him.
Okay.
I had my personal issues where I was dealing with the family members, oncologists and things of that nature. So that was more important, to be perfectly honest, than getting it before the end of the first full week of January. So he's clicking on the link that he's saying it on the new discovery link for the narrow version. You can go find it in the full one, but I will make sure that I look at the new link and remedy any issues that I learned about this morning, because that's when I learned about the issues was this morning, I think around 8:30.
There does not seem to be any kind of advanced communication between anybody, between counsel and counsel, between counsel and the court. Communication really does help because then we know what we're dealing with before we get to court.
Well, Your Honor, to that point, I emailed Mr. Abadi several times prior to today. When I first got on the case, I asked for discovery a few times. For several
Hey,
emails
here's
that
what's
I
happening.
answered.
They're not
I
allowed to
understand Mr.
show the
Abadi has
defendants
a database
with
of his
clothing.
personnel.
That's why you don't
I
see the
absolutely
attorney,
have a
okay?
database of as well. But I am simply trying to.
And they had
give my
showed them
client
earlier they weren't
actual
supposed to do
defense.
that, and
I need assistance
have
to
their
do
hands.
that. So that's the basis of the request. I have no problem going to find anything, but I need assistance to do that because unfortunately I don't only have this case. I'm appointed counsel in several other courtrooms and I'm speaking trial before Judge Cox, and that client is entitled to defense as well. So, Your Honor, that's the basis of my request, and I know that my client will greatly benefit for just having some assistance on this case. Otherwise, it's almost a forced mistrial, or it's almost a forced ineffective assistance.
You setting that up right now for us, given what you keep saying? I would really like for you to do that. You should have been working on this case since you got it in July.
I have been,
All right.
literally have. I've been way more than 29 hours. I can assure you that.
I would certainly hope so.
I think we all have, but we're still waiting on the 8 terabyte, USB, whatever you want to call it, that we've requested defense counsel, like every other counsel had to provide. And we've done our best through Dropbox, but the surefire way to make sure everything works is to provide the 8 terabyte USB, whatever they're called, like we've requested, and nothing has gone unanswered. I've responded to each email that the defense counsel, despite the fact that one was sent this morning, that's the only one I haven't been able to respond to.
Can you go ahead and provide the 8 terabyte, whatever it is, so that they can give all the discovery back to you on that?
Your Honor, I think that was partly included as a basis for the request for funds, but if worst case scenario.
I'm happy to give you some funds so that you can go out and buy one of those.
Yes, Your Honor, I would need that, and then I could most certainly.
Even though it is not anywhere in your motion, but
I can amend that with you.
Mr. Johnson.
Yes, Your Honor. In speaking, prior you were speaking with regards to the redacted indictment in this matter. And then looking at the charges that are listed for Mr. Eppinger, I'd just like to bring the state's attention that count 35 against Mr. Eppinger was dismissed prior in the earlier trial, prior to his severance in this matter. And I still see it listed as the possible charges here, but that count was dismissed earlier by Judge Glanville prior to Mr. Eppinger's severance in this case.
Okay. Y'all check into that?
Yeah.
Do you happen to know like a date or was there a written order or anything like that?
It was during the wild commotion of jury selection, Your Honor. I don't remember the exact.
Okay. Well, that'll give them something to look at. Okay. All right. Speaking of jury selection, everybody was supposed to look at the jury questions from the case one that y'all were all involved in for at least a little part of it. and narrow down, tell me what y'all don't need anymore, what you think is, irrelevant. If there was anything that you wanted added, y'all were supposed to have provided those to me by now. I've gotten a very, very short proposed questionnaire from the state. And is it accurate that that is all that the state wants asked?
That is all. Yes, that's
Okay. And I've gotten nothing from any of the defendants.
That's my position on the questionnaire, is that the original questionnaire was more than sufficient. I didn't really see a need for any additional questions. To the extent that any of the questions in there were no longer relevant to particular defendants, those would be struck. But otherwise, the format of that, I think, was necessary and sufficient in the case of this matter.
Okay, so I'm not sure that we're going to do anything that lengthy. What I envision is potentially having the potential jurors come in and do on kind of a tablet, which we now have newly available from jury services, a series of questions that would be kind of the preliminary things we ask the whole group, and then let y'all follow up as necessary, but after you get the answers. And so the format may change a little bit with regard to exactly how that gets asked. But if nobody has anything new to propose and nothing you particularly want stricken, unless it's, of course, not relevant to a particular defendant, I'll just take a closer look at everything and come up with something that I think is appropriate. And then what is our best time estimate for the trial length at this point?
And I'll stick with the 90 days.
90 days, okay.
But I think it's going to be
Okay.
90 days. I think your prediction of 6 weeks may come true.
Okay. All right. All right. And the jury that eventually was the jury in the last case was sat from the first, 300 or 400 jurors? 400? 500? All right. So and that at the time was projected to be a 6-month trial. So if we're talking about a 3-month trial, I cannot imagine we're going to need to pull in more than, I'm thinking 400 jurors at most ought to get us what we need.
The state agrees, Your Honor.
Okay. Anybody on the defense side disagree with that? Okay. All right. And obviously y'all don't need to make a decision at this point in time about whether you wanted to present a defense case or not. But if I say 3 months at the longest, do y'all feel like that's reasonable?
Yes, Mr. Garlington.
Okay.
Yes, for Mr. Eppinger. Your
Okay.
Honor. Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. All right. Well, I think, Mr. Dark, maybe if you and I want to get together on what kind of funds you need, but you're going to have to get moving, because at this point, I am not moving our start date for our trial. Okay?
And Your Honor, with respect to what I had was a proposed trial date of February 24th.
That's right.
I did file leave and I sent it to your chambers as well as the state. And and that is inclusive until the 28th. So I would just ask for a start date.
So knowing that we were going to specially set this trial for February 24th, you recently filed requesting a leave during that time?
No, Your Honor, I sent that on, I think, December 4th or December 6th.
Did you say anything to me about that leave when we were here in December?
No, Your Honor, I sent it to Ms. Rosser. I sent it to Mr. Abadi.
But you didn't bother to say to the judge during the time we were discussing a potential start date, Judge, I've got to leave in?
Your Honor, we didn't have a date at that time. I don't think we discussed a date at that time, but if we did, I apologize. But yes, I did send it to your chambers and I did send it to the prosecutor.
But while we were here in court,
No.
you didn't say anything about it. You didn't. Y'all communicate with the court as much in advance as you possibly can about any potential issues. Okay?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, I'm much more likely to be understanding about things if I know beforehand what I'm dealing with.
Your Honor, with respect to that, whenever we speak about the funding, I will address another issue, but I would just rather.
Okay. All right. Yes, sir, Mr. Johnson.
Yes, Your Honor, just wanted some clarification from the court. So, and this goes as far as other cases that I may have. I know I have other cases that are coming up for trial. Some of them are older than this case. Should I consider this case especially set for February 24th?
Well, I don't know, because apparently we've got an attorney with a leave covers through that date. So I don't know, I'll have to look at his leave. And then anybody else with any leaves already filed that I need to know about when I'm trying to decide on a date?
No, Judge.
No,
All right.
no leave, Your Honor.
Okay, let me ask y'all this, just terms of kind of procedurally speaking. If we do the tablets with just, the jurors are sitting there filling it out on their own. I know Judge Cox had done a pilot of that in what was going to be a multi-defendant gang case that he had. Everybody ended up pleading before they got very far. But what everyone had agreed to in that case, and what I'd like to propose and see what people think about for this case, is they agreed to first a kind of summary of this is generally what this case is about, instead of a reading of the full indictment prior to the tablet, what used to be kind of the written questionnaire portion of the trial. Could we think about something like that and potentially agree on that? And then second, there was a videotape of the judge basically saying, the very preliminary things the judge always says, this is a criminal case, here are your basic instructions, answer everything honestly. And I think the jury services people were there, and maybe the judge's staff attorney was there, but the judge wasn't there, the attorneys weren't, for either side weren't there, the defendants weren't there. It was just kind of as though we mailed it out and they filled it out at their home. We wouldn't have been there. Does anybody have objection to, and the reason I'm asking is because if everybody is okay with that just being sort of a procedural thing that they all do, and then y'all get the answers, we could still potentially start our jury selection on the 24th without, if the attorneys aren't going to be there anyway, and we already know what the questionnaire is going to say, what the instructions are going to say, we can have them start going through that process and then not actually worry about the fact that Mr. Dark has a leave in. What do y'all think about that?
Well, Your Honor, as far as the last matter of jury selection, Mr. Eppinger was part of that at that time, and the attorneys were present while the
didn't
jurors
say him.
viewed the video.
Oh my
We were
God,
all
this
upstairs
man
in the
is
jury room.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. That's my mistake. Then I had met with jury services earlier this week, and I guess their recollection was that nobody was there, but
Oh, no, Your
I
Honor,
stand
we
corrected.
were all convened up in the jury services room.
Okay.
And we were there while the jurors watched the video, where we were able to observe them
That
watching the
wasn't the
video,
court.
because there are some jurors
Judge,
that other
that's not
attorneys
the
may
court
have
you're
mentioned were
talking about.
asleep during the
Court
video, on their phones during the video, or had left out. So that is one reason.
Okay.
I believe
She's
it was
mixing it
Mr.
up,
Steele
y'all.
that brought it up, that
She's
the
talking about
attorneys
Judge
needed to be
Cox,
there to
not
observe these things
Van Bill.
Okay.
for the jury to assist us in our jury selection process.
All right, so were the attorneys there when the jurors were filling out oh, y'all didn't, I'm sorry, y'all didn't do that with.
You're talking about Cox.
I was talking about, I was not, I'm sorry.
Cox.
I'm being confusing. I wasn't talking about this case. I was talking about Judge Cox's
Thank you.
case, where they did it with the tablets. That's what they all ended up deciding. And I'm
Oh,
wondering if we could
Jesus.
decide
I
something
got you mixed
similar,
up.
but I mean, we don't have to. If we all want to be in some courtroom somewhere.
Well, Your Honor, the last time when we went through the process, there were 28 people in this room. So there were logistics issues and things of that nature. And if the state is going to parse down the indictment, I don't believe that the video will be 4 hours as it was the last time. So I don't have an objection to showing the video as we did last time and proceeding with the same process.
Said.
Your Honor, and previously, everyone was present for the watching of the video, but when they filled out the jurors' questionnaires, we were not present.
Okay.
The jurors were in a separate room. They filled out the questionnaires, and no parties were present during the questionnaire portion, only the viewing of the video, which was the reading of the indictment.
And all that happened during the video was the reading of the indictment?
That's correct.
Okay, so were there any I would propose to give some basic preliminary instructions, I was thinking via video, prior to them even getting handed a tablet by jury services and told, you know, here's your jury questionnaire, you're just doing it on a tablet instead of in writing. Would anybody have an issue with that?
That's what occurred. So the video was first. So the video with some preliminary instructions, the reading of the indictment happened first. And then maybe that following Monday, I believe, jurors came in and they filled out the questionnaires without us. So the video happened first.
All right. I am not wanting to make jurors come back 3 and 4 and 5 different times. I'm thinking it is not going to be a 4-hour video. It is probably not even going to be a 1-hour video. I would like for it to be a summary of the indictment, since they're going to hear the whole indictment later anyway, just like this is a case about whatever we all determine it will say it's about. And then just the preliminary. It's a criminal case. Defendants have a presumption of innocence. You need to be honest on your questions, that kind of thing. And then have jury services say, here's the tablets. Are y'all thinking you want to be present for that? And it's fine if you do. You have a right to be. Yeah. Okay. All right. Given that, then I probably won't do it as a video. If we're all going to be present anyway, I'll probably just sit there and read the instructions to them. Because what's the point of the video if we're all there? Okay. All right. Well, if that's the case, then we do have to take into consideration the leave that's apparently already filed. So let me look again at what looks good for dates. As we approach March, I think it starts to be everybody's spring breaks, which a lot of the private schools have spring break that first week in March. So if we're not going to do the last week in February, we might want to jump to the second week in March.
I told y'all. I told y'all it's gonna be moved. I told y'all.
When is the state, when are you going to know in terms of witnesses that you actually intend to use this time around? That's usually a pretrial conference thing, exchanging the witness lists, the final witness lists.
We can have a condensed witness list to council by, let's say, next Friday.
So that's January 24th. Can you have it filed by noon?
Yes, you want to file it?
Hmm?
You want to file another? Yes, we can file it.
Or at least exchange it and provide the court with a copy. Mr. Dart, I'm looking for a leave filed, and I'm not seeing one. When was it filed?
Just a moment, Your Honor.
Ms. Ross, are you with us on Zoom?
Yes,
Adam,
I am.
Adam had that.
I sent a copy, but I didn't see that it was filed, Judge, until you just mentioned something.
I mean, do you see it filed at this point? I don't see it.
I am going to check.
And if not, we're going to get an order out today, especially setting this trial for the day we already picked.
Uh-oh. Oh, he gonna get in trouble. He just showed the other defendants. The cameraman gonna get in trouble.
Now, it looks like I sent it to Mr. Abadi and Ms. Rosser on the 6th.
Did you file it?
It does not look like it got filed that day, Your Honor.
Does it look like it got filed ever?
I believe I'll have to go back through my filings and see if it got filed or maybe rejected. But we submitted it the same day that we sent it to your chambers and Mr. Abadi, Your Honor. But I will go back and double check, but I do not see it in my e-file notifications either.
Neither do I, Judge. I don't see that it's been filed on the docket.
I don't either.
This court is gonna, she's gonna make the court the same day. Well, he has another case.
Do you have a copy of it that you could provide to the court?
Yes, Your Honor. I sent it to Ms. Rosser, but
Judge, I forwarded to you about 30 minutes ago in an email.
Okay. It just came through.
But Your Honor, it was originally sent back in December.
Okay, but it wasn't filed and it's still not filed.
But he has another case.
Wasn't filed, wasn't mentioned, and is still not filed.
How did I know about it, y'all, if it wasn't mentioned?
Um,
How did I know about it, y'all?
Well, and then, I don't, how are we ever going to try this case? You've got leave for a couple of weeks, a month, every month. I mean, that's just not going to work.
He shouldn't have been on the trial. He shouldn't be on this case. He should have just took the.
With respect to that date and the April dates, everything else is movable. But the April dates is what I was going to speak to the court about.
Why don't you just come up here right now and let's speak?
I wasn't ear hustling. I was in the courtroom.
Can you go ahead and file the special setting of this case for February, to begin February 24th, please?
I'm sorry, Judge?
Go ahead and get an order, especially setting this case ready to file.
Okay.
No, he has trials, Angel. He has other trials. He has other trials that already started that has dates. So this one here didn't have a date. Nope, that's not Eppinger's lawyer. That's McMullen's lawyer. That's McMullen's lawyer. The cameraman gonna get in trouble because he's supposed to be muted. They must have a new camera guy over there. If he don't even know the rules. It's not Maurice, y'all. We're about to mute in a minute. We're about to mute. Okay, they muted. I just told them they're gonna get in trouble if they don't mute. They better thank their heavens for me, y'all, because I'm trying to keep them out of trouble. Okay, so he should be back on in a minute. Hope he remembers to come back up. Now he forgot to put it back on. Lord have mercy, Lord Jesus. Father God.
2nd, 3rd, and then April 28th, 9th, and 30th.
We didn't even get the dates.
And I mean, you know, it's possible if we get started, we'll be finished by then, but it's not a guarantee. And if that's the case, we're just going to have to take those days off. That would be it's not going to be 7 weeks of trial because we're going to have to do jury selection, and jury selection is going to take a while. So we have to work around those dates.
Okay, I'll tell you what's happening, y'all. I don't want to talk while she's talking. Hold on.
All right, if we start jury selection that first week in March, while that is spring break for a lot of people, it'll just be that any potential jurors out there in the Fulton County universe who will have been summoned for that week will already have told jury services whatever their excuse is before they ever get to us. So they just basically will never get to us. And so I guess it won't matter it won't be like we've got jurors saying, I'm on spring break this week, or my kids are on spring break this week. They will already have told jury services and been deferred. So that probably will not be the big problem for us that I had been anticipating. So I'm thinking we plan to start with jury selection on March 3rd. And if nobody is willing to waive watching the giant group of jurors get told the preliminary instructions, then that's when we'll have to start. And then, I don't know, we'll just go from there. Which means we'll have a couple of gaps in April probably for those few days, like during the trial itself. All right. Okay, so y'all are all going to file whatever narrow, small motions in limine specific to whatever these 2 music videos are by noon on Monday. The redacted indictment is going to be ready and shared with defense counsel and the state also by noon on Monday. Or do you need to close a business on Monday? Close a business on Monday. Monday's not technically a work day anyway, since it's MLK Day, but we'll call that 5 p.m. on Monday. Witness lists to all of us by noon on Friday, January 24th. We will be starting jury selection March 3rd we will be taking April 21st, 2nd, and 3rd, and April 28th, 29th, and 30th off, if we're still going at that point in time. Beyond those dates, anybody have any dates that I need to know right now that are stretching out through the next 4 months, maybe 5 months from now, that is something immovable for y'all? Okay. All right, so that should be our only pause in the trial. Who thinks that's going to be true? Not me. Okay, so we're going to meet, let's see, can the state also have any response they want to file to whatever motions in limine get filed by next Friday, close of business?
Yes.
Okay. All right, so why don't we plan to get back together if need be? I think we need to get back together and check in with each other so that y'all can keep me apprised of how we're progressing. How about let's plan to have court, let's say 9:30 on Thursday, February 6th, to take up, deal with whatever we need to. Oh, okay. That whole week?
Starting on Monday, I'll be on first case we have now.
Do you anticipate it that still being going on Friday? Could we maybe do something Friday?
Maybe with the jury deliberating at that point.
Okay.
I have no objection to why we're not
Okay. All right. Let's do that. Then let's say Friday at 9:30, Friday, February 7th, for just, we'll just call that pretrial conference also. Anything else anybody needs to bring to the court's attention at this point in time?
Your Honor, Attorney Johnson for Mr. Eppinger. We're just trying to get some clarification as regards to the jury questionnaire. I was just wondering, are we going to adopt the one that we used before and people can submit any additions that they want to it, or how is that process going?
Oh my gosh. So the additions, any potential additions, I told y'all in December when we were all here in court, were due to me yesterday.
Oh my God.
I plan to subtract from it. So had you given me any additions
Man,
to
these
consider,
people.
I would consider those, but that deadline has passed.
Understood, Your Honor. I guess I was wondering, will we be going through the formal questionnaire line by line to determine if the omissions that you all wish to make for all of us to agree upon?
I had wanted to do that this morning, which is why I asked this morning earlier if anybody had anything they thought could be deleted. And I got kind of a general, anything that's not relevant because it has to do with some other defendant, which I'll take a look at. If you've got specifics and you want to go through it right now, we can do that. Otherwise, if you want to just send to everybody over email potential deletions for me to consider, if you could get that
Yes, Your Honor, I'll get that.
to me by the end of the day on Monday.
You'll have it, Your Honor.
Okay. And then I will go through, and on the 7th, when we get back together, we can kind of parse it more specifically.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay. Anything else? Okay. Y'all get to work. Mr. Dark, you and I talk about what you might need in your order for any kind of funds. So if you'll come on up here. Everybody else is excused, and I'll see y'all on the 7th. Thank you.
Now, did you want me to approach it?
All right, y'all. Now I can explain to you guys what went on. Oh my God. Oh my goodness, Becky. All right, you guys are ready? He's still got the camera on. This camera guy, let me tell you, the camera guy that originally is for WSB TV, he retired. He retired January 1st. So this guy that got here is brand new. He's a brand new person that's handling the camera, and he does not know what in the world is going on. I don't know. I don't think he has hold on a second. Hold on, let me text them and tell them the camera is still on. Okay, he finally got it off. I had to send him a message. Oh my God, y'all. Lord have mercy. Okay, guys, let me tell you what has happened. All right. The attorney that's having a conflict is Mr. McMullen's attorney. That is Mr. Burke or something like that. I don't know his name. I'm not too familiar with him. But the last time we were in court, he had given them the conflict information. And that is how I know that happened. But I don't know why the judge don't remember it. I don't know what happened, but I knew it from that point because he has a case in Cobb County that starts a trial, and then he has a couple of cases that they were already on the calendar. That's the reason why he cannot move, because those courts already had set their date, where the second half of the YSL had not set their date, so they would come first before YSL. So not because he was going on vacation or anything. These are actual court cases that he has in a different county that he has to attend. And that's why he was not in court that day, because he was in Cobb County, but he mentioned it to them. And I don't know what happened. Somebody dropped the ball, just like Nicole Flagan. She was on Zoom at the time because she couldn't come in because she had some family emergency and she was not at the hearing itself. So the judge had to give it to him. That's why they started the trial in March instead of in February, because he has actual court cases that took precedent. They occur before their court. So, and remember, he came on last too, because Mr. McMullen had an attorney before there was a conflict. So they took him a hard time to find him another attorney. That's how they end up with this guy. So they really need this guy as an attorney. So they can't get anybody else. Okay. I'm not doing, come with it. I'm not doing that case at all. I'm not doing that case. That's one case that's a triggering case for me. So I'm not doing that case. So you probably have to find somebody that's following that case because I'm not following it at all. Okay. The other thing I wanted to tell you, some of the stuff that was happening inside the courtroom. Judge Whitaker is very, very, very strong about not showing defendants in jail uniform, especially when they're doing pretrial motions and stuff like that. Because when they're doing pretrial motion, they should be clothed. They should be clothed. Now, if they were just doing things not having to do, like if they was doing motions like bond motions or motions of I'm just using examples, stuff that has nothing to do with the trial, then they could be in jail uniform. But when they're going to trial, when they have pretrial motions and things like that, she requires for them to have regular street clothes because you don't know, the prospective juror could be inside that in that court some kind of way. So that she wants them to have a fair, even look instead of a jailbird look. Okay. So that she's very, very strict on that. That's the reason why she do not show anybody that's in jail uniform. Okay. All right. Now, these three individuals, so now you know for a fact, these three individuals decide not to take plea. Okay. I thought Garlington was going to take a plea, but I found out yesterday that Garlington was not going to take a plea deal because, I mean, a lot of them once, from what I'm understanding, if you guys was watching the trial yesterday, you heard one of the attorneys that was on YSL and what he said about that. He basically said that they want attention, a lot of them, because these defendants that's on trial right now, they got long-term jail sentences right now that they're serving. Every single one of them got long-term jail sentences. And they offered them plea deals, but they refused to take it because they want to go to trial. And hey, but one person I know, Eppinger, his deal was so high. I mean, I could see him going to trial because he has really nothing to lose as far as time in jail, because right now he has 45 years. The amount that if he is convicted of the other one, he has over 100 and something years. All of it is a lot of time. He's going to be an old man by the time he comes out. Do I think they will bring... Do you think they will go bring as witness? Do you think they will go bring as witness on the next trial? Do I think who? Do you think I don't know who you're talking about. Do you think they go bring, I don't know who I'm trying to understand the question. Good morning, Say. I'm waiting for you to rephrase it because I don't know who you're talking about. Oh, who do I think they're gonna bring? Who do I think they're gonna bring? They're gonna bring some of the people that has to do with Garlington. People that you might bring some of the old defendants. They might bring some of those. They might bring, I mean, once you get subpoenaed, you're required to come. They just don't have to say anything that incriminate them. They might bring the old, like people that was just on trial. The one that have taken plea deal, they might bring them. They don't have to come. They can get the lawyer to quash it, but they might subpoena them. But we're going to take a look at the witness list once they get it done. You know for a fact they're going to bring all those detectives, all those examiners, all the same ones that they used before. They're going to bring those back for a fact. You know that for a fact. Like that older man, and probably bring back Miss Lackner again. Miss Lackner, she might be coming back. Woody, he might be coming back too. Wooty, I can't say his name. Wooty might be coming back too. They, they probably won't bring him. My four girls, you're probably right. They probably won't bring him because they know the case was a hot mess with him last time. So they might not bring him. You know, they probably won't bring Jeffrey back because certain ones that there has been banned from coming into Georgia, they're not going to bring them back. They're not going to bring them back. Montunk, if I was Montunk, I would ask for them to give me something for me to come back, something worthwhile. You know what I'm saying? Give me something. Let me out of jail. If you want me to come back, let me get my thing from being revoked. Change that. You get what I'm saying? Wasn't Garlington part supposedly in the car? Wasn't Garlington one of the passengers in the car? So he might be being charged with the murder. We don't know. We're just speculating right now. I don't know who they're going to bring back. I don't know, but we're just speculating. Yeah, he was in the car, right? So they might bring him back. They might bring they might bring QZ back too. We don't know. We don't know what the prosecution is going to do. But I know Jeffrey will not be back because he's banned from coming to the state of Georgia. And Shannon won't come back because he's banned from coming back to Georgia. Remember, those two are banned, so they ain't got to worry about coming back. Because then they're going to have special privilege from the judge for them to be able to come back because there's a ban on them. Because the ban did not say, oh, court cases. No, they didn't say that. They have to have permission. And I don't know if they're going to go before. And then they can have their attorneys to fight it. So, I don't know. Now, there was something else I wanted to bring to you guys' attention and tell you guys was some of the stuff that was going on inside the courtroom. You guys was asking why weren't they dressed, right? Why wasn't they dressed? Because their family members did not bring them any clothing. The only family member that bought clothing was Garlington family member. The other family, Chris Eppinger, I have never seen anybody there for him. I have never seen anybody there for Christian Eppinger. Now, as far as McMullen, I don't even know who his family is. And he was already gone from the case by the time the trial started. So I don't know if I've seen anybody, but I remember Eppinger was there. Garlington had already moved by the time when the real trial started. Eppinger was still there because it was about like 14 of them, I think. It was 14, and Eppinger was one of them. Garlington was too. So I don't know. And plus, I don't remember their family members because the same people that I've been seeing now is the same people I saw at the end before Jeffrey got his thing taken away. So before he taken his plea. So as far as family members bringing them clothing, I don't know. They might have to find clothing somewhere in the jail, because they do have donated clothes from other inmates who has left, or who so they have clothes that they did donate. Because you remember Nichols' family donated, and you had Jeffrey, who they left all that stuff behind. But they do have clothing, but can they fit them? I don't know. There are clothing, and I don't know who they gave it to. I know they left it with the sheriff department. I know that for a fact. You say it's gonna be hard to find jurors, yeah. Oh, the last jury selection, they had over 1,800 jurors, right? But they said the batch that they picked from was from 1 to 400, and it should have been 400 and 400, because 409, remember juror 409 did not get picked. She was an alternate, but they did pick 409, so they went to about 425 then. They picked juries from 1 to 425. And the reason why 409 was not the main witness, because they had main juror, because they had already picked the ones with the lower numbers. So I noticed that they're using those with the lower numbers, picking them first before they get the others. Those were nice clothes. The officers may have picked what they wanted if they could fit. Yeah, probably. Do you know why Surviving YSL not posting? I don't know. You probably have to ask them. Probably send a message out there. I don't know. Maybe they just decide not to continue with that stuff, and just decide just to watch for the next set of people to come up. All right, good people. I have a 1 o'clock appointment. I'm going to have to get on out of here. And I have a phone call to receive. Okay. Any new information on Lucci? I can check for you. I can check. I don't remember I told you there was none. Was there a verdict? Yeah, he was found guilty in all charges, Bama. All charges he was found guilty. And his attorney is going to be my guest on Sunday at 5 o'clock. I will have an interview with him on Sunday at 5 o'clock. Miss Sylvia, so all these last 3 defenders serving big time. Yes, Ron, they are all serving time. Every single last. In fact, Ron, they have charges, free world charges right now in the jail. So they got court in more courts and more courts. They got so many charges. So I don't know, but they still deserve a trial, because that's the law. So I don't know what's going to happen as far as that. It was said that some of them want attention, because they even ask. Let me tell you, hold on, y'all. Let me tell you what they ask. One of the attorneys, I'm not going to tell you which one it is. One of the attorneys asked about media. Ask about media. I guess they want some notoriety, some kind of fame in this, because I guess the recognition of being part of the YSL is great. Rachel, I already answered her question. She said she missed that. You'll take it to trial too, Pam? Have nothing to lose. That's true. That's true. Except taxpayers' money. Taxpayer pays money. Then we wonder why our taxes keep going up. But seriously, would you really take it to trial knowing that you're going to spend the rest of your life in jail right now? Would you definitely take? And now you have a possibility of getting more time. And the possibility is really high because you have a video of you shooting a cop. I have a possibility of you shooting a cop. And they show you on video. Would you personally want to waste the time? Well, I guess it doesn't matter. They give you some time out of jail anyway, so yeah. All right, good people. We are about to take I'm gonna get off because I have an appointment to go to. I will see you guys later. It's been great talking to you guys. I should be back later on to do some stuff around here. All right, love you guys. Bye.
Thank you for watching the infamous Sylvia channel, where laughter and fun make up our panel. Together we build this digital spree. We appreciate you and our growing family. With mods by our side and chat flowing free in this online space. It's just you and me, we laugh until tears roll down like the rain. In this virtual world, you ease all my pains. We're a family, not just a show. Every click and comment makes us grow. Mods and chat, keeping the vibe so right. Together we shine like stars in the night. We cherish the moments, the highs and lows, from the latest gossip to stories untold. You're more than a viewer, you're part of the crew in this space of ours. It's all because of you. This digital world where emotion is shared, every post and reaction showing we care. The love is real in this virtual domain. With every sign, enjoys what we'll gain. We're a family, not just a show. Every click and comment makes us grow. Mods and chat, keeping the vibe so right. Together we shine like stars in the night. We're a family, not just a show. Every click and comment makes us grow. Mods and chat, keeping the vibe so right. Together we shine like stars in the night. this digital world where emotion is shared. Every post and reaction showing we care. The love is real in this virtual domain. With every sign, enjoys what we'll gain. We're a family, not just a show. Every click and comment makes us grow. Minds in check, keeping the vibe so right. Together we shine like